Something to keep in mind is that when you split the screen, sometimes some of the icons up here will disappear, only because there's no room for them in the smaller size you're looking at. So all you need to do, if you're looking for something and you're sure it should be there, go to where this gray box is. It says Toolbar Options. There's one here and there's one down here. And click on the small arrow, and then the options that you don't see will show up again. To set the margins, you do File, Page Setup. Top, left, bottom, and right margins are the ones you're going to change under the Margins tab. To change the margin, you can either use this small arrow below until you get it to 0.5, or you can highlight the numbering and then type in yourself 0.5. Highlight, type in yourself 0.5. Or again, you can use the arrows until you get the margin where you want it. Then click OK. Now we have to add some word art. To insert word art, you say Insert, Picture, and then slide down to Word Art. Choose the one you want, tell it OK. Please don't change anything up here, but please do type in your title, which in this case is Did You Know? ? Click OK. Now to center the word art, click on it, come up here to where the options are, and say Center. Now we have to insert the picture below. Make sure your cursor is not flashing at the beginning of the word art, because if you do, the word art will disappear when you put your picture in. Instead, bring your cursor to the end and then come down the line. To insert a picture, we actually have to insert it. You can't just go to the files and find it. To insert a picture, insert Picture from File. Click there. Some of you will be lucky enough to be able to see the actual pictures out here. Some of you will get a different view depending on your computer, but if the faces don't show, come up here where it says Views, click Preview, and then as you click on each picture, don't double click, just click one time. You'll be able to scroll through until you find. When you find the picture you want, just click Insert. So now I've switched over to the one that I have hanging on the bulletin board with all the formatting taken out of it, so I can show you the changes you need to make. Once you've typed in your name and you've typed in the statements, then your instructions say to go back and make some changes. To your list of true-false statements, you're to change the font to 14 point for Dana. To change the font to 14 point for Dana, highlight the text that you want to change. If you don't highlight it, it's not going to know what to change. Then you can either go up to Format, Font, and make your changes by coming over here and clicking 14 and then choosing for Dana. Or a simpler way is to look at the toolbar on top. Now remember, some of the items might not be showing because you're in a condensed view. So if they're not, click on the Toolbar Options arrow over here and you'll have the options there. So I need to change this to 14 point, and I need to change it to for Dana. Now I have to add some numbering to put these in a proper list. Don't add yourself 1, 2, and 3. Instead, we're going to do it officially by adding numbering. So highlight the text that you want, and then go up to your toolbar. Numbering might be there, 1, 2, 3. If it's not showing, again, click here and you'll see it. Click on the numbering, and your items will be numbered. We have to use strike through for one of the items that's not true. This is the one for me that isn't true. So highlight your text, then go up to Format, Font, and then strike through under Effects, strike through, and say OK. Now you've had the strike through. Now I have to make some changes to my name also. So I'm going to highlight it. One thing I have to do is change the color of the font. You'll see that either at the top toolbar, or if you don't see it, come over here to Toolbar Options and click and you'll see it there. I'm going to change mine to blue. I also have to change the font to 14 point Verdana. It's still highlighted, so I'm good to go. Generally, once you've used something off this toolbar item, you'll see that it shows up here, it remembers. But if not, come back here again. Do you see the font and the font size? I've just changed that to 14 point Verdana. I need to center my name, and again it's still highlighted. If it's not, you need to highlight it. Go up to the top, click center. And then it says to make your first and last name a heading, and it's under the Styles tab. Styles is right here. It looks like two A's, and one has a kind of a fancy shape to it. Under here, I'm going to scroll down until I see heading 2. And if you go slowly, you'll see that these are alphabetized. So here's heading 2. Now I've changed it to heading 2. Now I need to center everything on the page. To center everything, there are a couple of ways you can do it. You can either start at the bottom and drag your mouse all the way up to the top and highlight everything, which in order to center you've got to highlight. Or a shortcut, hold down the Control key, hit the letter A, and it highlights everything on your page instantly. Control plus A. Once you've highlighted it, come back up to your formatting options. And again, if it doesn't show, look over here and click center. Once you've done that, you're done. Now make sure you go and save it in the right spot. And you're all done.